Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Bama Standard, and we're coming to you live on a Thursday, brought to you by Workplace Solutions and Oakmont Financial Partners. And we are coming right off the national championship, but we didn't really have a whole lot of time to feel upset because we have the transfer portal going crazy. With me, as always, is senior analyst of Touchdown Alabama Magazine, Stephen M. Smith, and comedy legend Steve Brown. What's going on, fellas?
What's happening, man? Hey, good to see you guys after this this national championship, man. I will say I am a bit disappointed, but I'm not hurt by it. I'm not, because we played with a lot of injuries, and from what I can see, we still did a good job. So I'm not disappointed like that. You know, I hate that we didn't win it, but you know, the future is really looking bright. So I'm good with that. I am disappointed with one or two players that I saw, but other than that, man, everybody else did their thing, man. And again, you know, that's football. You know, you're going in expected to go to war, and injuries happen, and hey, we go from there.
Who are the one or two players you were disappointed with? I'm curious to hear who that is.
You really want to hear?
Yeah.
Well, actually, it's one, and this brother has not been living up to his potential all season, and I keyed in on him. It's Jaleel Billingsley. Jaleel Billingsley, and let me can I if y'all got a minute, I can go in and let you know what I'm talking about. First off, he did not give any effort.
The hell going on with Lassic and Stephen Brown?
Are they? Where's Stephen Brown at? Is he in jail?
Hey, while I had this chance, Stephen, if you go ahead and introduce our guest, since we didn't have a chance to do that before, Steve.
Man, let me tell you, we got a family affair in the building. We got serious family affair in the building. You want to talk about, you know, first and foremost, let me just give this brother his due. One of the baddest people to ever play at the University of Alabama. When you talk about a safety, we got a guy that used to hit, tear up, wreck stuff. Lamar Thomas is probably still peeing his pants somewhere. We got the 1992, not just national champion, but the baddest Dallas Cowboy. I'm sorry, Jerry Jones, but the baddest Dallas Cowboy. We got George Teague, and then with George Teague, we got Mr. Engineer Freaky behind the stage here with Jay Texan in the building. James Teague. What's going on, fellas?
Hey, we got one more.
Oh, yeah, and we also got the muscle man, Mr. Derrick running you over 1992 Lassic in the building. What's going on, y'all?
Yeah,
welcome in, fellas.
Yes.
Ain't Lassic from Hacky Sack, New York, or whatever the name of that place is? It's called Hacky Sack.
It's called Have a Straw.
Amen.
You have a straw on the Cereal Bowl Chronicles, don't you, Steve?
Yeah, man. I'm like I said, man. I'm impressed with our guest, man. I'm just not too impressed with Teague vest. I don't know who told him to wear that, but I'm not impressed with it at all.
Steve nasty, man. He used the same straw in the doggone videos, man. You know, you just can't use the same straw, man. You got some money, man. Buy a whole box. You can get like 100 of them for $2.
Hey, Teague, I noticed something. Your son is very biased. He's not laughing at my jokes about you, but when you say something, he break out laughing. I don't like that.
You don't bite the hand that feeds you.
Right.
That's right. That's right.
But Teague does look like he's going to start his next point with give it on to God. But
that's the difference. That's the difference between the Caucasian church and the black church. We always started off with pass the collection plate.
End it with that too, man. It's all throughout the
and then we say, and let's give it honor to God.
Hey, Derrick. Doesn't Teague look like he's a preacher that says, I'm not going to hold you very long and you be in church all day?
Yes.
Y'all something else. But I know y'all gonna switch, and Lassic, you can laugh all you want because they're gonna start talking about you too in a minute.
Oh,
Skull cap,
no.
black jacket, sitting in the car out in the dark. You gonna about to get yours in a minute too.
Hey, he look like he about to rob somebody, but he's scared.
He that dude on Harlem Nights with that little bitty gun.
Yeah.
Hey, look at him now. He leaving. He start talking about
no, he ran out of minutes.
I think he got called to do the Set It Off reboot. Well, Steve, you were on a roll talking about Jaleel Billingsley, so I'm going to turn it over to you. If you would, talk about the post that you made. It's gaining a lot of fire right now.
Okay, so I'm not gonna let stuff die, man. I know Bama football players. Okay, Teague, Derrick Lassic, on down the big road, players that have really put in that work, and from what I saw from Jaleel Billingsley, he gave half-ass effort. I mean, like piss poor effort. And the first play I noticed was when they threw him, I think he was running an out route, I'm not sure, and he supposedly slipped on the route. He was wide open, and you can see Bill O'Brien in the press box losing his damn mind. And then I think another play I saw where I think the quarter Bryce Young was throwing a pass down the sideline. He cut the route off. And didn't even attempt to try to become the defender to stop the interception. Now the most notable play I saw, everybody said you can't run on Georgia. All right, B-Rob was running through him like paper. B-Rob had gotten hot. Now you run a stretch play. You run a stretch play to Jaleel Billingsley's side. Teague, you saw it. The Derrick, you saw it running to his side. He hits the man, doesn't drive him, and just stands there and get the man tackled. And I'm like, come on, dude. I mean, real talk. He didn't even try to block this guy. Now, instead of everybody else saying, hey man, I'm sorry what happened. We're gonna do it next year. I'm coming back like I think it's Kyrie Jackson. Like Kyrie Jackson or whatever. And then I think Jai Hall, he said something. Instead of you owning this and saying I'm gonna get better for next year, what do? The first thing you do is jump into the transfer portal. Dude, the reason you jumped into the transfer portal because you can't face all your teammates. You let down, and not only that, you exposed on national TV. You gave half-ass effort. I've never seen a Bama player do that ever, and I'm sure they probably gave it to his ass in the locker room. I'm sure they did.
It's amazing because it's like a Jekyll and Hyde type thing. 2020, Jaleel Billingsley balled out. And coming into the season, we expected him to have a Kyle Pitts type of year. But then he got into the doghouse. Hold on,
Justin, I'm sorry. T, did you not see what I was talking about?
No, I saw exactly what you're talking about.
It was like this dude was being paid. I mean, Derrick, I know you was probably happy about how B-Rod was playing because B-Rod was balling. I mean, you say they claim you can't run on Georgia. He was stiff arming. He was doing everything. He was running over people. He was running hard, bro. He reminded me of like how y'all used to run. Then he gets hot and the momentum going, and then boom, this dude just ticky-tack blocks this dude and just stands there. He don't drive. He don't do nothing. And honestly, I'm surprised B-Rob didn't get up and smack his ass in the mouth because it was obvious this dude wasn't trying to block.
Well, Brown, we had but 10 yards rushing in the first half.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, we keep saying that he was running through people. He was running through people for one drive.
Yeah, but you gotta understand
it was the
something.
first drive out of halftime, and after that,
no, but
I think he averaged.
You got to understand something.
How many sacks
we
have
lost a lot of yards with Bryce getting sacked. We lost a lot of yards with Bryce getting sacked. That's why we have so much yards.
40 yards.
Yeah, but I mean, we still in the first half. If you don't count Bryce sacks, we had 23 yards rushing. And 22 of those yards were B-Rob, and then one was from Trey Sanders.
Okay, all right.
I will say this though about Jaleel. There are certain players that, as talented as they are, they really truly don't fit. and Jaleel Billingsley really, truly never fit in Alabama. You could see it in practice prior to COVID hitting. I would see Jaleel in practice, and there were moments where you saw the talent, but you really didn't see the effort.
And he wasn't bought in. He wasn't bought in.
And then, of course, you get to the prior to the season starting, he and Saban got off there on bad terms. And then, of course, we saw against Miami where the picture comes out of him talking to Saban or Saban saying something to him, and it seemed like they had kind of gotten that thing situated, but it snowballed into him even more not showing the effort. So the talent's there, but sometimes you got to fit into what Alabama's trying to have you do.
His name is Jaleel. His name is Jaleel. That don't fit.
What
is spell it, but that don't fit Alabama. Jaleel. Come on, man. You supposed to be close for his name, Jaleel.
Why wasn't he getting playing time? Why was he suspended in the first place? That's what I want to know. Was it because of a lack of effort or missing practice?
Well, from what I understand, I think from what I understand, he broke the COVID protocol or something like that and was doing his own thing. He, in other words, to me, he wasn't bought in. And I think Sherman Williams said it and the Big Rose said it, that after Texas A&M, they shouldn't have played him no more anyway. They shouldn't have played him if he wasn't bought in, So.
Now, I do have a problem if it was
Stephen Smith, what'd you say?
He didn't take the shot. Now, buying in is something different, not buying in the program and stuff like that. But when you're putting something in your body and you're punished because you choose not to do something that goes against your beliefs, I don't think you should be punished for that. But I don't know.
That had nothing to do with it. That had nothing to do with it. That had nothing to do with it.
Okay.
I think he was out somewhere. I think where everybody was supposed to be quarantining, from the word I got, that he was out somewhere when you're supposed to be quarantining.
Right.
The shots had nothing to do with it. You know what I'm saying? So because honestly, if they wasn't playing him because he didn't take the shot, then I'd be mad at them because I'm like, no, you can't punish people for not wanting to do that.
And then along with that, he had broken another team rule prior to that, because that was when Saban went up to the people and just was tearing up at folks about, Jaleel. He knows who he's supposed to be. He knows what he's supposed to do. He knows the effort he's supposed to give. When Saban went off like that, that's what I knew. Like there was multiple team rules that were broken on Jaleel's behalf.
Well, he is from Chicago,
so pretty much
right?
He just didn't want to be there, and he showed us in the national championship.
he is from Chicago.
They just did in Chicago now. How many football players you know from Chicago?
Not a lot. You know what? I think the only person in the transfer portal that I don't want to see leave is what's his name?
Drew Sanders.
Drew Sanders.
No, Drew Sanders and now
Moody.
Moody.
Allen?
I don't want to see Moody leave. Moody was a banger.
Because do we know if To's coming back?
That's the thing.
I think he is.
Moody was started.
You know what, dude? I think Toa is coming back based on his performance this year. He should come back because his draft. Because honestly, if he tries to go to the draft, his draft grade is probably gonna look like mine.
He's probably a fourth rounder.
You think?
No, bro. Let's say a 10-rounder.
He's going to the USFL.
It's a coin flip between him and Christian Harris. One of those two is coming back. I don't see both going to the draft. One of those two is coming back.
I think both of them should come back because honestly,
both should.
Because honestly, they really started getting their groove the last two games. There were a lot of missing tackles, a lot of missed assignments, and all that.
But even in the championship game, Steve, there were still moments where Henry looked like who did and what for. He still looked lost.
I tell you what, Harris got off.
The last.
Yeah, he did.
The last games, Chris Harris played his butt off. The last 3 games.
Yeah.
Well, then that's why I'm surprised.
I'm kind of looking at this draft board.
Portal.
JT.
Oh, I was saying I'm kind of looking at this draft board just to see like where they even think that Chris Allen is supposed to be at, and I got to scroll pretty far.
I think he's
I mean,
rated
he's
the 30th rated linebacker right now.
yeah, that's
Who, Toa?
No,
No,
Chris Allen.
No, Chris Allen.
Chris Allen?
Yeah.
He's leaving.
Oh, the
Yeah,
defensive end. The defensive end. Yeah.
Oh, the outside linebacker, defense been okay.
Yeah.
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 You know what the thing
We
is?
were talking
He's
about
probably-
the inside linebacker, Chris. We were talking about the inside linebacker, number 8, JT.
Yeah,
Christian
Henry
Harris.
Toa.
Harris.
And right
No,
now,
Christian Harris is 8, and he's not as high as I thought he would be, but I don't know that his draft stock is going to go much higher anyway.
So what about Toa, number 10?
Toto is a couple spots under him. Actually, no, I lied. He's 13 spots under him. He's like number 70 or something like that.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. You need to bring your ass right on back. Bring it
That
on.
would be-
Hey man, you boy, I tell you, I like you already. You had to get all that from your mama. Ain't no way you got all this intelligence and spunk and I said, nah, yeah, you got that from your mama. Yeah, you.
I need y'all to do me a favor. All the listeners,
George,
everybody
George
on
was
the
the engine-
set. I need you to close your eyes. No, I need y'all to close your eyes and just listen to Steve Brown
Wow.
and see if you really think he looks like his voice, because he don't, man. Yeah, man. I'm looking at this dude, man. I'm just like, is he really talking? Is this a overlay we got to, put somebody's voice on here? Because I'm just waiting for your voice to drop just a little bit. I need you to hang
man,
just
this
a
is-
little bit.
Hey,
Glue.
hey, this
Glue,
it.
what did you
This
major
is
in?
it.
What's your major?
Engineering.
George?
Engineering?
He wasn't no
Why?
dummy. He wasn't no dummy, Steve. George had. Yeah, he had it. George no
Hey
dummy.
man,
His son get it from.
you know an engineer can be a mechanic, right?
Well, there ain't no degree for degree for a comic, I don't think either. So I think that's
It's called the
Actually-
mechanical engineer. You're 100% right.
Well, comics. Hey, comics can get that degree in marketing now.
Hey man, hold on. I have you know, sir. I have dual degrees of mass communication and psychology. Thank you, sir. From the great.
Well, I thought you was about to say
prestigious-
mass murderer. I heard mass. I was like, what is it? What talking about?
Hey, see, look at his
Wait.
son laughing. See, his son never laughing at my
Wait.
stuff.
You said mass communication.
Hey, maybe
what?
you're just not a very good comedian.
Hey, wow.
Whoa. Whoa.
Hey, in the words of Al Blaines, whoa.
Hey man, you
What?
this?
Shots
Hey, man.
fired. Shots fired.
Hey, Teague, get your son.
You said your degree.
I'm just trying to get some tickets to the show, man. He be out here in Dallas. He didn't invite me to come out and watch him or nothing, man. I'm
Oh, so what's up with that? We
Hey
can't.
man, why would I invite you and you bring your son and he heckle me? Never.
Nah, I don't heckle people.
Hey, but other than that, man, I think those are the only people that are leaving, right?
Oh, we got Jordan Battle. We're
far,
waiting on
so
to make
far.
a decision
Yeah.
too.
he needs
Battle.
he needs to come back.
Battle. We wait.
They
for
all
Battle,
need to do
Mechie,
like Clemson and Georgia
Armour
did.
Davis.
All them boys came back to win the title.
Yep, that's what they need to do.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
right now, Alabama's looking really good into coming in next year. I think the biggest question mark is who's going to be the running back. Now, from what I understand, that the running back from Georgia Tech, he's a stud.
He's gonna be the guy. He's
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
be the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Alvin Kamara
Common-
Jr. You watch him run, he runs just like
Yeah.
Kamara.
Yeah.
Combination of him and Jace McClellan.
So in other words, he has like that a style like Marshall Faulk, pretty much. Is that right?
Faster. I think
Yeah,
so.
you can catch. Yeah, he can catch the ball. He can run the ball outside, inside. Great hands, great vision, great balance. I don't know how fast he is, his top end speed, but you don't see people catch him.
Right, but another thing I've been keeping my eye on, Steven, in the wide receiver from LSU is any time I coming over to? I know the
He's
DB
not
thing.
coming. He's not coming. He's not coming.
Okay.
He surely ain't staying though, is he?
That's
At
the
LSU?
decision he could make.
Well, he gonna stay at LSU because he likes Miles Brennan for some odd reason.
No way. Come on, man.
Miles Brennan,
Hey,
Bryce Young. That's you gotta think about your future, man.
I mean,
Not a hard
Lassic,
decision to make.
I mean, Lassic, you talking of a man of reasoning. You know, some folks don't talk like reasoning.
I mean,
Come on, man. That offense might be bad.
Yeah, common sense.
I'm thinking that too.
Common.
I do want to ask a question that George and JT y'all posed when I was on the show the other night with you guys about towards the end of the first half. Saban wasn't calling a timeout. Usually, if there's time left in the clock, he's going to use his timeouts and use that as an opportunity to try to put points on the board. He wasn't doing that until about 22 seconds left to go. I want to hear all y'all's opinion about what was possibly going through Nick Saban's mind at that point, and why didn't we try to use those timeouts? JT, I'll start off with you.
Okay. Well, I'm pulling back up the play-by-play.
Well, why he does that? Nick Saban, I think he's the GOAT.
Is that me?
That's his weakness when it comes to coaching, using his timeout. He did it against Texas A&M. It happened against Texas A&M. He should have used timeouts, and against Auburn, he should have used timeout. And you can ask Rick Brown Bradford. I'm telling him, why isn't he calling timeout?
So I think the reason he didn't call a timeout, and I said it last week, is because their offense of recent was not looking good enough. Mm-hmm. With 38 seconds or however many seconds they had in the drive, maybe a minute. I don't think he was confident that they were going to have an explosive play in order to take a punt and actually drive down the field. I mean, they had their drives before that were 6 plays, 5 plays, 3 plays. And I think the reason he ended up calling a timeout there at the end is because he actually thought they were going to get to 4th down. Mm-hmm. And Georgia had the ball on their, I want to say it was their, I'm looking. It was like on the 40. So I think he was going to send the house to just go try to block it. And if they could have blocked it, then that would have been fine with him. And they would have gotten the ball with pretty good field position. But then he called the timeout and they got a 1st down. And he was like, well, what are we supposed to do now?
You know, I could understand that because this was after Jameson got hurt too, right?
Yes,
yeah, it was.
Yeah, so and that was the majority of our offense because pretty much when Jameson got hurt, him going downfield was pretty much null and void.
Yeah, they had the ball on the 15. Georgia was on their own 15, and I think he was playing for a punt block, and they couldn't get it.
I understand. I mean, I do agree with the analysis.
But that's why I called the
that you would have called timeout?
Because I'm coming after the punt. I'm calling the timeouts to get the 4th down. If I don't get the 4th down, they're just going to run the clock out anyway. But I want to try to block the punt.
Well, that's what happened.
I'm not calling the timeout for my offense to get on field. I'm sending everybody except the return guy. Return guy fair catch the ball if we don't get the block and just take a knee and take it in at halftime. So I'm calling the timeout to get to 4th down to make them punt. But they up getting the 1st down. So
well, yeah, and I just wonder what message it sends to the players. I always think because if you're not trying to make the effort, because they don't know what's in your mindset. If it is that hey, I'm trying to get to this, the optics of your team is that hey, he's not even going to give us a chance to try to go score. The younger guys or Bryce or whoever. That I just think it kind of just the same way we're sitting there. Imagine being on the sideline, like, really? We got 45 seconds or 40 seconds that we can get the ball back and at least make a shot at it. So that's really more where I'm coming from.
Look at it that way. I'm learning something now. So what y'all saying indirectly is that we could have had more points. He would. In other words, he wasn't really playing to win.
Nah, I don't
No,
think.
we're not.
I'm
not
saying
saying
I'm
that.
on
He
the other
said he
side of the
wanted to
coin
win a
saying,
different
"Hey,
way.
look,
He wanted to win a different way. He wanted to block the kick instead of try to let the offense do it. He would rather just try to block the kick and have a short field and take a shot at the end zone if he had a chance. If he didn't get it, didn't block it, then take a knee.
And then
and
anything
you're
happens.
out here.
They don't have to block the kick. It could be a bad snap. Anything could happen. You know what I'm saying? Just give your team another opportunity, one more opportunity. The more chances, the better.
I truly think that he thought that was the best way that they were going to get a touchdown was a block kick.
I'm just thinking, ain't no way Will Riker should have been up there attempting 5 field goals. And I like Will Riker, but I'm like, he up there attempting 5 kicks in the red zone?
And you see,
he missed one touchdown, dropped a touchdown.
Well, that's the difference in the
Yeah.
game right there.
Yeah.
You know, anytime you're in a situation where your team is reeling, you got your 2 best guys out, you have all those opportunities in the red zone, and you don't capitalize on it. When you're playing against an elite team and you're at a huge disadvantage, if you don't take advantage of that, you're going to get beat. And that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, and the real problem was the one touchdown that Alabama did score. You know how many yards they had to go to get that touchdown?
How many?
16 yards.
4 plays.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
We were
play,
driving the ball. We were
yards.
beating ourselves. We were self-destructing. We were moving the ball against them. You got to catch the ball. In the big games, you got to make plays. Point blank, period.
Yeah.
If he makes that play, they're up 10 points instead of 3 points. And that's a big difference. That's going to put more pressure on Stetson Bennett. We score points and force him to have to throw the ball. They can still do that regular offense if they're down 3 points.
And the guy that dropped the ball was the one that's been crying about
talking the most, Mr. Twitter.
Talking the most the whole game. I mean, talking the whole season about not playing. And then you get on the big stage and you drop the ball.
I'm talking when 81 dropped the ball after he made that big play. He dropped it in the end zone.
Oh, yeah.
The 2.
Traffic, yeah.
Right after he made that long catch
he was
run,
looking. He thought he was about to get blasted.
Yeah, and he dropped the ball. You got to make the catch. Yeah. You know, they can't blast him like we played. Shit, can't hit him in the head. You can't leave. I mean, shit, you got to tag him damn near.
Yeah,
you guys would have been ejected out of every game we played. The way y'all hit.
Man, what you mean? I would have been ejected from Little League. Anyway. And then of course, you know, I think the one throw that really aggravated Bryce was the one where he had Trayshawn Hold in the end zone.
Yeah, in the corner.
And it was like when he missed that throw, like Bryce is like seriously aggravated because if he would have threw that a split second quicker because he nailed Trayshawn a bit too much, if he would have took a bit off that was a touchdown.
Is that the corner route? Well, I'm talking. What is about the other one he missed? The corner route.
Yeah, that was the corner route.
He missed the corner.
Going to the offensive right.
He missed the corner, but then he also missed the one where I think Holden ran like a little drag post, the back of the end zone, little drag post, and Holden had about 3 steps on the DB. He missed that one.
James Knox.
He just wasn't on his game, and he knew it after the game. He was very upset with his performance. He to the point where I've never seen him so emotional. Like it looked like he wanted to break down and cry. He was so disappointed in his performance. You see him. He's stoic.
He's a Heisman winner, man. You got to perform.
And then, I think the one that really bothered him was the one where he has Jameson Williams has this guy beat by 7 yards to play where Jamo gets hurt on. Bryce underthrew the ball. Like if he led him perfect, that's a touchdown.
Well, it is what it
James
is.
Knox makes a point here. He's disappointed that the backup players weren't able to perform to the standard. Well, I can understand being disappointed, but a lot of these guys, that was their first real game experience, and they didn't have those practice reps that are very important. You know, those guys are the number 2s, number 3s, and they're not working with Bryce. They weren't able to really work on that timing, really work on that comfortability. And so I don't really hold all of it against them, but then again, too, you're on the biggest stage. You got to come up with a couple of those catches.
So
let
what
me
about
jump
what
into
about
this.
so what about Slade Bolden? He dropped some
Wait.
passes too.
Hold on. Let me interject on this. On
Okay.
the comment there, and Lassic will remember this or know this. The first time we played Miami in 1989, and we lost. I was a true freshman in that game. We were ranked number 5 in the nation, playing number 2 team, or whatever. And as nervous as I was, and the lack of experience that I had, and all that kind of stuff, man, I had to get in there and play. And there's an expectation that we're not really caring what your age is. You're highly talented, you're highly recruited, you're supposed to perform. And man, Lamar Thomas talks about it. If he watches, he's always talking about, well, what about the game in '89? What did he do then? Because I didn't play good. I got trucked. I got ran over. Gave up a pass or two or whatever it was. And it kind of was what it was. You have to learn from that. You get mad, you get angry, you try to fight your way through it. You come back, you remember it so that never, ever happens again. These guys have had some opportunities in other games to play some of the times when they had opportunities to play. And this is what he's saying about the standard. You're expected to do that. They put stars behind these guys' names. I'm not, trying to discount their youth and all that kind of stuff. But, bro, if you're getting NIL monies, you're getting paid to play, essentially, you got to doggone perform. I don't care how old you are. Your number's called. You free agent, you getting in the portal and all that kind of stuff, your ass touch the field, you better come on out there and be ready to go. I'm not going to give them no pass. Well, they're young or whatever. Dude, they leaving school early. They graduating early. They getting there in January so they can be ready to go. They go through
and they getting paid.
And they go through spring football. They get all the summer. They collecting their checks. When your number's called, play. Let's go. Let's not try to just say, well,
this
they're young. Well, whatever.
This generation.
Anyway,
I totally agree. I totally agree 100%.
This group, especially at Giles Hall throughout the season, it seemed like instead of being prepared to be next man up, they're more so of the mindset of when's my turn. Because anytime they felt slighted, they were hitting Twitter. They were in their feelings. And they were more concerned about getting attention than preparing to be next man up and doing what was required to be in a big moment and show up.
Yeah, Lassic should be able to talk about that because he was all about attention too. That's why he always had to do the heart attack, all this kind of stuff. Because he was needing some attention too. That was the way he was getting attention. Just
I didn't need no attention. I just need the opportunity. When given the opportunity, you know what I'm saying. Listen, I've been that way since I was in youth. The bigger the game, the better I played. So just give me an opportunity. That's all I need. Mm-hmm. I'm not,
give me the stage.
I deserve to play. I practice hard. You got to show coaches in practice that you're ready, you focus. You know what I'm saying? I think that's one of the reasons why Jimmy felt comfortable me going into the first game of the season as the starting running back. Because I practiced hard. I showed him I was prepared. I wasn't but I didn't make as he said in the locker room, we didn't lose this game because of the rookie. We lost this game because we didn't play well as a team. So the rookie played well. So when your name is called, you got to be ready. That's what an athlete does. You know what I'm saying? Right. A lot of times one of the 4 and 5 stars, and they think, oh, I got a 4 and 5 star next to my name. I don't have to work hard.
Amen.
That's what I think happened with Jaleel Billingsley and a couple more. But you know what? I'm looking at this comment. Dallas Turner is a perfect example of taking his opportunity and rolling with it. That dude right there, he's gonna be but to me, I'm not y'all gonna say I'm crazy with y'all, probably already will. This dude may just end up being just as good as Will Anderson or even better. Because from what I saw, he's already faster than Will Anderson. He is. Don't get me wrong.
I will say this. I will say this. Will has he's a different kind of end, but Will took Dallas under his wing. Will and Dallas watch tape together. They in practice together. They watch more tape together. Will took Dallas under him, and I remember I was talking to Will. And I asked Will, I said, Will, what do you tell Dallas now in terms of big games? He said, I don't got to tell Dallas nothing. He know. He out there having fun with it.
But what I'm saying is, if you look at the physical aspects, yes, Will is a beast. Now, when this guy really develops, over the summer, he's already faster than Will. The dude is crazy fast. His first step is crazy fast. And I think he had more sacks than Will this game, didn't he?
Yeah, he had two. He had two.
Yeah, so now I'm not taking anything from Will. Will is a monster, but this dude Dallas Turner, he has a great upside. Now I can see why Drew transferred because I don't think Drew gonna see the field again. Not dealing with Dallas.
Over here. What's going on? What? Hey, y'all ain't gonna say nothing about Lassic. He must be paying about a minute on his phone, putting a little $40 in that little slot because he keeps getting knocked out over here.
People keep calling me when they call me.
Hey,
drop me from the call. So
I think he's in the transfer portal.
Testing that his new 8-track tape player.
Yeah, you making the offensive players look bad. I got some beef with you anyway. Now that we got you on here, Lassic, because you was talking some noise.
Yeah,
you was talking some noise apparently about me. Justin might be able to refresh my memory.
Yeah, I can refresh
on that because he wanted me to come on and address it with you.
Yeah, some time ago while we were on the other network, we were told that you and Langham were getting roasted so bad that he had to carry the team on his shoulders to that for that victory against Florida.
No, go back to the go back to the podcast. I said, Langham, I can't believe you were the MVP of the game. You were getting beat like a wet rag the whole game. You make one play and you're the MVP. I said nothing about George.
All right, see, so I figured Justin was trying to stir up some mess over here.
No, I know. I threw George in there.
Oh, I could have figured you had something to do with it.
But he didn't. But Steve, he didn't back away from what you said either. He didn't discount it.
No, he didn't.
Now Langham had a heck of a play, and I'm glad he got us up out of there because it was, them corner routes was. That old new system that Spurrier had was, challenging enough for us. So I'm glad it worked out the way it did. And we were able to break some history in the first SEC game.
Langham called it the high-low. He said they would have the receiver going low and the receiver on high. And he said he didn't know which one to take the whole game. Obviously, you were taking the wrong one the whole game until the last. He knew you didn't know what to take.
Nah,
you guessed right. You guessed right at the right time. I tell him that.
Yeah, he wasn't. He wasn't listening to no checks.
George,
he out there freelancing.
So George, you play strong or free? Which one?
Free.
Okay, so what advice would you give Jordan Battle? If you can chat with him, what advice would you give him?
Ooh. It ain't just him. It need to be all our damn DBs. We gotta get some damn technique, first of all. And so that's more of a stigma. Something that I have. I don't think we play
stigmatism.
Yes, across the board. I don't think we do well technically with the finer things that you need to have as a defensive back. How you actually press, which hands do you use when you're up? How do you line up when you're off? So I'm putting this more a little bit on the coaches. So, I think, yes, there's
which is the reason why Jay Belay is gone.
Okay, so now with that being said, now the All-American DB coming in from LSU, he should stir up a couple of things.
It will. So this is the question I would ask you guys, and I don't know. It just looks like it to me when I'm watching TV or I was at the game. JT, defensive-minded guys, it always looked like even in zero coverage, we were lined up outside the wide receivers.
Yep.
And all of my days, I've never heard of that. I don't know if it's we want to try to eliminate the fade, but it's just the same thing happened to Kool-Aid in the Cincinnati game. He was lined up outside. The guy stuck him outside. He jumped out there. He's wide open on the slant.
Yep.
So to me, I see these things and I'm going, we're not in the right position to even put these guys. Are they just being hard headed? Are they guessing? Are they rolling the dice? What is it, or is it that
George,
they're
you know
teaching
what?
them this way?
George, you know something else too. Another thing, when Kool-Aid got beat, he didn't get beat to the outside. He got beat down the seam because he was playing to the outside.
Sure.
Yeah.
Now with that one though, he thought I don't know
thought
whether
he
he
had
was
some
right.
help.
He thought he had help.
Yeah,
He thought he had some
help.
I saw it.
Now, I'm
I
not
saw the
making an
look.
excuse
The
for him,
cornerback,
but he's looking around like,
but you
dude,
know
where
what,
are you
man?
at?
Every time a cornerback get beat, George, every time a DB get beat, he play it off like, "Where's my help?" Come on.
Yeah. I had to tell Lango, don't be throwing your hands up, dog. I ain't really supposed to be there. That's all on you, man.
Right, and then
Hey,
I will
throwing your hands.
now the receiver did push off.
Yeah.
When you think you have help, you don't have help, but you mess up, you go get them. You strip the ball from them and take it the other way. You make up for it. You know what I'm saying?
Touche.
Because I was about to say, Willie Gaston thought he had help too, and you weren't where you were supposed to be at.
I'll say this though: the one with 6, Kyrie Jackson.
I think he did a good job.
He did a good job.
He did a good job. He did a good job
For a second game.
On the touchdown? You talking about on the touchdown?
No,
or one
not
he
this
tackled
one.
the dude? Are you talking about the touchdown? He did a good job on both of them. He tackled the damn dude. That was a good job.
That was
He
a
did a
50-50
good job.
ball.
He did a
was
good
with
job
him.
on dude. People don't. He did a good job on the touchdown too. Number one, he was in dude hip pocket, and then he played the ball. The dude just had better leverage on it.
Did he
was
catch
right
the
the
ball?
whole game.
Now I'm going into coach mode. Did he catch the ball? Did he score a
On
touchdown?
the head.
Yes.
Then you have to do better. Right? That's part of our standard here. Now I'm halfway kidding about that because he was in good position, and just in that, those are ones that haunt you as a player, man. You get
I like
beat
him,
like
man.
that.
I like him.
He'll be
I like
fine.
him.
But I'm going to go back to the one we had to tackle the dude. He wouldn't even have been in that position if he would not have used he's turned around. He was standing up tall. He was high. It was a whole lot of things that needed to be fixed with the way he was covering from his off position. So yeah, I'm sure they went in the huddle and just said, dude, this guy ain't ready, man. Let's just throw the ball at him and see, what happened. Was it great coverage? Yes. Was he there? Was it a great throw, great catch? Absolutely it was. I'm not that crazy, but still, it's what Lassic was talking about in a minute. When you're in a game and you're in this magnitude of the game.
So Teague, are we gonna see you on the Alabama sideline next year? Because you seem to know a lot. We know you know a lot. And maybe they need your teachings. They need the basics.
Well, I sure do appreciate the compliment. And I would always listen to opportunities when they come my way. But no, that is not in the game plan right now because.
But it became your way.
Yeah.
Because then I'd have to be listening to your show and dialing in as a coach and be like, y'all don't know what the hell y'all talking about. Be quiet, man. You might start talking about me or something.
You have to turn this off.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I'm surprised
man.
that boy ain't reached out to you and asked you. He needs coaching on defense over there. I'm surprised he ain't reached out to you.
That one need everything.
He gonna
He
need
got
some
Mickey
help.
Khan. He got Mickey Khan and what's the other cat's name that played with us? Yeah,
What they got at DB? They got Ski up there. They got Todd Bates left.
Yeah, Todd Bates left.
They called me.
Andrews
Venables
still there.
left.
They call you what? They call you what?
to help coach at Clemson.
What?
I'm like, nah, bro. I'm just me all day. I can't do it.
Now,
I'd like to hear you do a pregame speech. I think we need to have a little thing on that where you just give a little pregame speech with your damn straw and your cereal and just and just make a good film of you knocking out all the linemen and everything else with your little Fruit Loop or whatever it is you shoot through there.
Did that go your son laughing at you again?
I'm trying to get on the stage with you just a little bit, man. I'm just trying to get on.
You raise him right. You raise him right because he ain't laughing at nobody but you.
That's not true. You didn't hear him hear that jab he threw at me earlier about me not helping Willie Gaston.
But he came back and laughed at you because he knew that he knew you heard the jab. That means he was homeless temporarily. So then he laughed his way back in the house. I get it.
I ain't gotta worry about that. I'm just glad you get in a different room in your house. You actually got some art up in your house. Last time we were looking at them 3 doors, looking like you had some dead people in the background of your house. You got some art in here now.
I got this. I got this off the wall from the Hilton.
What was it? Was it on the outside wall by the dumpster, or did you actually get it from inside the?
Hey man, hey, get your son. Get your son.
hey, Steve. I did like the post you made to B-Rob though. Like that
was awesome.
Hey man, I'm inspirational.
Speaking of B-Rob, he started.
Well, if you so inspirational,
in the second half, he was actually wearing Georgia down.
I know.
God can't save everybody. Now listen, B-Rob was catching fire in the second half. He was running through Georgia. They were gassed. They couldn't do anything about it. And when they weren't giving it to him, they were dinking and dunking with passes. But for whatever reason, Bill O'Brien went crazy. He completely went away from that. So am I crazy in thinking that he should have kept on doing it, or should he? I don't know. I'm frustrated because I feel like we were really beginning to get some momentum with that play calling.
Who wants to take that?
So this is why I was kind of charting these run plays before the show, because I figured that this was going to come up. So we had one really good drive that went for a lot of yards until the end of that drive, where we didn't, where our runs went for 3, 2, -1, and then the rest of the game was 1, 3, and that one ended up getting called back. 2, 4, -2, and 1 yard. So like after he had 4 runs, he had 2 over 10, he had 1 at 8, and then he had 4 good runs, and then after that, that was it. He never got over 3 yards after that.
Lane Kiffin. I'm gonna call you Lane Kiffin.
I will say this though. I'll say this though. There was a point in that game, because I think it was about 1:30 to go. Bama had all 3 timeouts. I'm thinking, why are we calling up bombs? Like, we don't need bombs right now.
Because you know why he was calling up bombs? Because I don't think the other guys knew the plays. I really don't think the young guys knew the plays.
Let's go deep.
So there's 2 comments I want to make. Oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. Go ahead.
Left. How much were we down? We were
enough. The game was over. With 1:30 left, the game. Well, no. You're right.
We're down by 8.
You're right. So the 2 comments I want to make was, one, clearly I need to be watching more games with you, Stephen Smith, because the people I was watching with were like, we need to be throwing the ball deep. And I'm sitting here saying the same thing, like, maybe not. Maybe we don't need to be doing that.
Because they're looking for it.
Right. And the other thing was, I agree with you, Mr. Brown, because I thought that Bill O'Brien actually wanted to run up tempo. And when I was looking at like who we had on the field, like we had all freshman receivers, and I don't think that they were. I don't think they had the handle to be able to look at the sideline and process what plays needed to be run at any given time. And you know, the whole time I'm thinking about like when I was playing my first year, and we're trying to do fastball, and those signals are coming in, and you're like a deer in headlights looking over to the side, and you got 8 people signaling, and you're trying to find the right one, and you got to put these things together, and it seems like everybody else knows the play except for you. Except I feel like we had 4 people on the field that were doing that, and Bill was like, all right, we can't go fast. We can't run some of our exotic stuff, and we're just going to have to try to beat them on talent.
So JT,
very well
said, we had 4 people that were acting like John Fulton. So JT, what you're saying is we have 4 people acting like John Fulton, right? We had 4 John Fultons out there.
That's what I saw. That's what I saw. I said, you know what? The reason they're going along like that, because the guys on the field, they really don't know the plays. And you got to understand this too. John Mechie Mechie, and Jameson, they pretty much stood for like 95% of the offense. I mean, I'm exaggerating, but so once they're gone, and then these young guys who are not really getting the reps, knowing they're not going to get the ball, then they got to jump in their places. They don't know half the stuff those guys that went down know, you know.
But this is why you always have to be able to establish a running game. You have to be able to do that, even in cases like this, because you have to be able to lean back on that. And I've been very critical of the way we ran the ball all year long. The scheme, the people, whatever it is. I understand everybody runs zone, inside, outside zone, and all that. Mm-hmm. That has not been the makeup at Alabama for the most part. We run more gap schemes, traps, pullers, downhill power, downhill football, and pound the ball at them. And we did not really do that this year. But whatever. I know we got talent, but Lassic, don't you agree? We have to be able to establish a run game against anybody. Mm-hmm. Doesn't matter if they got them. Scheme it up, get an extra gap, add another tight end, go into unbalance, whatever you got to do to try to find some kind of creases and get them in bad positions so that you can run a counter, a zone read. I still don't know why we didn't at least try some zone reads with Bryce a little bit, to add to the running game. So we got to get.
So with that being said, gentlemen, what happens to Bill O'Brien?
Well, let me ask this question, because we keep talking about Bill O'Brien as if, it could be his fault. But the problem was the offensive line all year. How do we know that it's not Doug Marrone is just maybe not a very good offensive line coach?
I said that too.
There was no growth, no maturity in the offensive line until the second half of the Auburn game and the Georgia game. Before that, nothing. Until Joe Pendry came back around, that offensive line was mixed up. And then Seth McLaughlin comes into the lineup. All of a sudden, there's stability, and Chris Owens starts playing like he's capable of again, and the offensive line's great. But before that, there was no growth, no stability, nothing.
I would say this. Now, Bill O'Brien's last two games, I think they were pretty decent play calls. But as far as the offensive line, I agree with you. I think they need to get Doug Marrone out of there, because this is the weakest I've seen, or the most unstable offensive line I've seen since the Shula era.
Yeah, but we can't be that way. These guys are dogs. They beasts. They can run and they're physical, but I don't know. JT's right. Maybe it's the offensive line, but it's still. We did a whole segment on that on Teague's Take about pass protections, and so we're getting beat with different twists and stunts, and that maybe that is the coach's.
Well, like I said, Teague, maybe you should be on the sideline because before you retired, you got slow, and I think Dallas put you on the offensive line. So listen,
this is why.
But his son is laughing. His son is laughing.
This is the reason why. This is the reason why.
Steve, as soon as he gets off of here, he's going to pull a Joe Jackson. What the hell I tell you?
So this is the reason why spring ball is going to be so important this year.
Yeah.
This spring, you talk about you're replacing Evan Neal. You got to find two tackles. You got to look at what the secondary is going to look like, what your defensive line going to look like.
Hey,
this is going to be a big spring.
Steven, the spring is going to be a soap opera at Bama. It's going to be a soap opera because trust me, man, you got so many dogs coming in. You got people, and then you got to understand something. Yes, I love Bryce Young. He did a wonderful job, but Jalen Milroe's coming on. Mm-hmm. So
and then you got Ty Simpson in here.
He won't see the field.
Yeah. Hey, this is Nietzsche Raby. This in your chat. I'm trying to find out because my wife's name is maiden name is Raby. There ain't a whole lot of them, so I'm just wondering if there's
look, hey, Teague, we ain't been had no family feuds on here now.
I need her to get on you.
I don't know what he did to your sister, but look, that ain't our business.
Oh man, you suck.
Teague. So Teague, how many first rounders you see for Bama in this group right here?
Man, I can't I can't even honestly answer that. I guess I'm assuming Jameson is still going to be able to. I see that both of them holding up 2 fingers.
I would say 2. Yeah. Chris Owens and James.
Nah. I
Not Chris
see.
Owens, Evan Neal. Evan
Neal. I'm about to say what?
Yeah.
Okay, now hold on. Maybe.
What would that be? What
Mathis.
ranking of when the last time we really only had 2 first round picks?
It's been a while because I see two and
maybe
2 possibles.
I see
Maybe
three.
3.
I see 2 concrete and 2 possibles.
You don't know how to play spades. He making these spades reference over here. Give me 2 and 2 possibles.
Hey,
that's
he
3.
might know a little bit.
3, man. You don't count 2 possibles. That's 3.
I don't know how to
2
play
with 2
spades either.
possibles.
I don't know how to play spades either. But I will kill you in Uno.
Well, okay then. Fold in. Fold. I see 4.
So
I see 2 in the possible. Evan Neal, of course, Jameson. It depends on his knee. Because the doctor's gonna look at that. And then of course I say Mathis.
I don't see Mathis. I see Evan, Jameson, battle late, Mechie late.
Okay.
Right now, Todd McShay and Mel Kiper still have Jameson ranked in the top 10. So I'll say
Now Phil, I have Phil early second, but it depends on how does Phil do in the Senior Bowl. Because
I'm sorry, Linden. That's
come on now. That's it.
That's Consuelo's
Nobody's
family.
from Linden and Demopolis.
Consuelo,
Nobody.
my wife is from Linden, so I don't know if y'all know each other.
Family people. Oh, here comes some family secrets.
Hey man, this is what the internet does nowadays for you, right? Because surely she has to be related to my wife because she's from Linden. My wife was born in Demopolis. Her name is Consuelo. So I know. I just went through Linden, Anitra. I was out there. I don't know which road it is. It was out there in the sticks. Y'all know ain't nothing out there in Linden, Alabama.
Hey man, this is what the internet does. It brings people that don't like each other together.
So look up I am Suela on Instagram. Probably can get to her. You can get to me on at Teague Football on Twitter or Instagram. And I'll make sure I connect y'all too because I'm
Anitra, you look nice. Look me up on Black Planet.
What?
Oh yeah. See, look, Jake, the family guy. Yep, James.
Look. Hey, Teague, we don't have Teague. We're not bringing you on the show to have no family reunion get together. Look, y'all. First of all,
reunion. Hey, it's giving me enough time to look at these boards. To be on Black Planet or whatever you just said, whatever deal that is. You too light skinned to be on that. Just because you got a little tattoo on your arm don't make you black. You know what I'm saying? You already got the high voice. You got a tattoo. You put on the skull, and then you got on the Hilton artwork in the back. That ain't it, boss. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so listen. So do y'all think that Bill O'Brien's gonna be with us again next year? Y'all think somebody's gonna get him? I don't think nobody's gonna pick him up.
I'll pay for his U-Haul.
I think he'll still be here.
Ain't he getting interviews for the league already to get back
Carolina,
into the NFL?
Carolina and Jacksonville, yeah.
I think he'll go back.
He wants to go back, I believe, but
well, I guess if he wants to go back, then sure. But I just feel like Carolina and Jacksonville ain't the two.
How much money he making in at Alabama? That public knowledge?
A lot.
What's a lot?
Sure it is.
I mean, 300,000, 500,000, million.
I think it's at 1.3 mil. We're 1.3 mil.
Well, I don't know what the market is for a coordinator in the league would be.
1.1 million annually.
Wow. Have y'all noticed this comment right here? It says, I'm embarrassed to even wish any Tide players to my Washington football team after this dysfunction had Allen and Payne coming to blows. Let me tell you something, man. That's football, period. They fight more than that. Y'all just don't know it.
They fought more than that in Alabama. Like I was looking at Tim Williams and folks training blows with Tim Williams. I mean, on the sideline, wasn't it Deontay Thompson and Ronnie Harrison getting into it, and Ruben had to break that up?
With a cigarette in his mouth.
is a bunch of dogs, man. Bunch of dogs. That's sometimes that's what you want.
Hey,
Like,
it's a brotherhood for real.
Marvin said, if you ain't fighting your teammate, who you supposed to fight?
That's right.
You guys good team.
It's kind of like this podcast. If we ain't fighting amongst each other, we ain't doing a damn thing. I think that's what I'm getting at.
And so Teague, this is what I want to ask you. Speaking of the fighting teammates, how many did you lose? I mean, I'm just saying. Yeah, JT, your daddy got beat up once or twice, don't you?
Man, you crazy.
Hey, JT, how you gonna lay that down? Your daddy got beat up. How you gonna lay that?
Nah, dog. Now you tripping for real. Yeah, that definitely didn't happen. I think my resume can speak for that.
You had your share of fights in practice, though, right? Because I'm sure all the dogs did. We considered you a dog, so I'm sure you fought somebody in practice.
That was part of practice. It was kind of like the coaches would disappear, so it could happen some kind of way that, hey, we got to figure out a way to get these guys tough.
Right.
But I talk about that story all the time. Lassic will be able to tell you, we used to have intentional wrestling matches,
Right.
Me and my roommate, we were called Axe and Smash, and you had to go fight against wide receivers or running backs or whatever it was. For real, the coaches would kind of disappear in the weight room, and it was on.
Well, in this day, in this day and time, with these new breed of players, if they're wrestling in their room, that's probably sexual harassment because they ain't nobody tough these days like y'all used to be. So yeah,
that's true. That's true.
George, is that how you got your 10-day contract with the WCW and the NWO?
Yeah. You were you the one to pull that old video up somehow?
Yes, I did, because I remember you walking out there with Hollywood Hulk Hogan and all those guys.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, when you build a reputation of being physical and tough like that, sometimes that will
listen to this shit.
Things are coming your way. It could be the other way. I could be the class clown. I could have been the guy that didn't want to practice and just make jokes, like somebody else on this show that just want to put on a uniform, get a jersey, get a locker, and be the one to keep everybody together.
No. I wasn't that guy. I wasn't that guy.
Yes,
I would no.
You was the guy at the bowl game. Always
I would get no. I wasn't that guy. I wasn't that guy.
Try to say
George, I
prayer.
wasn't that guy. I wouldn't just put on a uniform. I get in the grass and get it dirty so everybody think I played. So I was
see what I'm saying? That's why they had to move the turf, because the guys like you, look at him, he trying to act like he did something out here sliding on the ground for no reason.
Went to the bus dirty as hell.
Mama don't know. His mama didn't know no different. Ooh, baby, you had a rough game today. Look at
no.
Look at your
superstar.
No. My mom did. She was like, "Son, why you so dirty? But you ain't never sweating. I don't get it."
Well, man, you know
on
what I'm
that
saying?
note,
That's okay. I still want to know what size helmet you wear, because I'm still looking at that skull cap, and that thing like it's about to bust at the seams. So I know
Watch your son laugh. Watch your son laugh.
I'm just saying, because you ain't no way they can put no face mask on your helmet. Because
that head has its own gravitational pull.
Yeah, you got a planet. Oh golly, that's a good one.
Well, on that note, we've actually run over, guys. So I'm going to move into the closing segment. Remind everybody, Marvin is going to be back next week. His knee is out of the transfer portal, and he is coming back next Tuesday.
Shit.
What's that? Yeah,
Marvin gonna be back.
Marvin gonna be back.
Damn.
But before we go, George, if you would tell us what y'all got going on this weekend with the Cowboys being in the playoffs. So, kind of prep us with what y'all have going on.
Yeah. So, good luck to the Cowboys and go ahead and beat these 49ers. I'm getting a lot of chatter with old Terrell Owens and all that kind of stuff. There's actually gonna be a pretty good special on tonight. JT gonna actually make the news. I think tonight. I'll be sure to send that to y'all. Because he took a little cheap shot at
it wasn't cheap
as well, just in case you want to know. But so JT and I are gonna do a show on Saturday at noon to cover the Dallas Cowboy game. You can check it out at live.teagstake.com. We'll spend some time. We got a special guest. His name is David Smoke, who's going to be coming on to really analyze this game, because we need a big win. If you don't see that one, we're on every Tuesday night at the same place, live.teague.com. We're 1 hour after this finishes. I know the Standard's on from 6 to 7, and then we go 8 to 9 Central time. So we hope that you guys come check us out, and we consider ourselves friends and family of the Bama Standard.
Absolutely.
And as much, I consider everybody family except Steve Brown. He's something else. I don't know. He's that long lost uncle out of Arkansas that we
get drunk and miss a family reunion.
Drinking that Mad Dog always asking, let me hold 20, let me hold 20. No, bro, I'm not on that. Miss me with that. You know what I'm saying? So
you like Marvin over me? Marvin? Oh
no, I figured Marvin's gonna have to change his name because he ain't Constant no more with that old raggedy knee. It's gotta be Marvin. I don't know what you're gonna call him.
We'll just change his middle name to Knees. Marvin Knees.
That's right.
Misfortunate Marvin.
He real sensitive. You get to talking about him and these old football injuries and all that kind of stuff. So I just hope he still able to get around his little giddy up. I don't know if he's gonna be with a cane or something. Y'all make sure y'all get a picture of him, man. If he walk around there, get him in the wheelchair or something, man. I need to have it. So anyway, we appreciate you, man, for coming on, and y'all check out Teague's Take when you can.
Yeah, we appreciate both of you guys for coming on. JT, what's your first experience like?
Oh, I enjoyed it. I had a blast. So I hope you have me back more often, especially when Marvin's around.
Hey, you're definitely coming back, because when I saw you talk down Marvin, I was like, yeah, this kid's got to come in and talk to Marvin and argue some points down here too. So our audience has never experienced that, so we definitely need to have that on.
Oh, well, you know where to find me.
Absolutely.
Right here in this room.
But before I wrap up, anybody who's living in the ATL, if you are looking for a home, Bama Sci-Fi, Cyrus Jones, Atlanta Luxury Real Estate. His number is right here. Give him a call. He's already helped out a lot of our audience members, so definitely reach out to him.
Lassic, if you're listening, because since you was in the car, maybe you need to hit Cyrus
up. Also, make sure and if you do get that house from him, make sure you pay your mortgage, because he will intercept that bitch. He will.
That's right.
And then do a pig 6 your house.
And then DJ Petway, Precision Fencing, commercial and residential. Give him a call too. But yeah, join us back next Tuesday. We'll have back on. So had a great time, guys. Thank y'all for coming on.
Hey, hold up. Hey, did you enjoy the show this past weekend, man?
Oh my gosh, absolutely. Now, when we had to run to our cars right after because we were scared, that part I didn't like.
Yeah. He got tickets to your show? He got tickets to your show?
Wait, hold on. Whoa, what are you talking about running to the cars after? Where was you performing at?
I had a lot of groupies, sir. See,
he did.
Yes, I had a lot of groupies.
We were in downtown.
What are you talking about? Fish? Those are called groupers.
Some of those women look like fish.
That's funny.
Some of those downtown Jackson women came out.
That man said groupers. That's funny.
No, I laughed so hard, my face hurt afterwards. I had a great time, brother. I really appreciate you showing up and showing out like you always do.
Hey man, when they called me to the stage, I went past the stage and gave Justin a hug, and now the black people are like, yeah, he the police.
Well, he's lying on how funny he think he is, because no one ever says they laugh so hard their face hurt.
Oh my God! Okay.
Hey, I believe it.
Thank you, man. We're gonna have you back on. You by yourself.
Here we go.
I'm gonna stay on you till I get some tickets to the show. You always around in the area, you do something, and then when I try to DM him, when he say I'm gonna be out in Dallas or whatever, then he don't want to reply. All of a sudden, he don't know me. All this kind of stuff. I try to hit him up on the message board or to his post or
He's a-
something, I get nothing. So I just feel
Don't believe that.
disrespected.
Don't.
I feel
He's in Instagram
disrespected.
jail right now. He can't do anything in Instagram jail.
Exactly. I'm in IG jail.
No, they kicked you out.
He's up
No,
for
I'm
parole
not.
next week.
I'm locked down. I can't
He
do
is.
anything right now.
He's
You
shut
gotta.
down.
Like that.
I feel like you had to do something sinister for Facebook to start clamping down on you.
No, it was Instagram. Facebook got me a couple of times too, but
Well,
I'm
they own
in IG.
it's owned by Facebook.
Yeah, they got me. Mark got me.
Man, Zuckerberg.
All I did was went to this church page, it was this Christian page of something. I forgot what it was, and I moaned to everybody, and they got. I just said my caption was "lay hands on this," and they got.
Oh my God.
I'm locked down. I'm locked down.
Well, I thought you were about to say for that one where you posted where that lady was, I don't know, when she was dancing or something in church. I don't know what you posted on there. It was funny as all get out.
On that note, everybody lay their hands on that line one more time, and we'll see y'all Tuesday night. Roll Tide, guys.
Hey man,
Roll
hey,
Tide.
appreciate y'all coming on, man. Wow.
Oh my goodness. What in the world?